Hello and welcome back to this channel. Thank you for offering yourself for this opportunity for us to go create together. I wanted to take a minute to answer a question. Actually, it was many questions pertaining to some of the stuff that I post when I post the pictures of light beings, the sylph, the fairies, ships, all that kind of stuff. And so I get questions all the time. Some of them are very interesting, like, how come I can't see it? You're posting it, and I can't see it. I don't see what you're showing. It's not on the screen. That would be because vibrationally, you are not in vibrational resonance with that which I'm sharing. And so you can't see it yet, but you will eventually be able to see it when you raise your frequency and come into alignment with the frequency that the video or the photo or whatever it is being offered. So that one is pretty easy because all it is vibrational alignment. And it's the same thing as if you've ever had a conversation with somebody and they don't understand what you're saying, and you feel like you're speaking perfect English and everything is good and there's nothing that they shouldn't understand, but yet they're telling you, I really don't understand what it is that you're saying, right? That's a vibrational issue because they're not on the same vibrational frequency as you, and they're not comprehending. They don't have the ability to interpret what you're saying, and it's all vibrational. Okay. And that was something for many, many, many years. I got that all the time. I love you. I love your energy. I think you're a wonderful person, but I have no idea what you're saying. I don't get it. I don't understand. It doesn't make sense to me. And I was getting that all the time. I still get it, but not as much anymore. I think because most people have kind of caught up, so that's another way. But let's talk for a minute about the photos that I take and your ability to tune in and perceive. So one of the questions I get asked is, why do I post that it's a light being as opposed to posting exactly what it is? And the reason that I do that is because I'm on my timeline in my reality, and perhaps I'm connecting with an 18th dimensional Andromedan. This happened. I posted a picture of my cat Bella in my living area, looking up at the corner of a wall. You can go back to my community page and see that post, or go to not Facebook, go to Twitter or Instagram to take a look at it. And I perceived that it was an 18th dimensional Andromedan. I received a message from them. And when I made the post, I didn't feel the need to post that it was an Andromedan being, because I recognize that everybody is on their own journey, right? The soul blueprint is your navigational tool for what you are here to learn in Earth School. And I do not expect when I make a post that you're going to see exactly what I'm seeing, because sometimes that's, or most of the time, it's not going to happen because your experience is going to be different. I've had many people in the past say to me, "Oh, that's a Arcturian," or "Oh, that is a Pleiadian," or "Oh, that looks like an angelic." And I'm thinking, yeah, that's a Andromedan being, right? But to me, it's Andromedan. And then I realized that everybody is on their own frequency, their own reality. And while that being is coming through, it could resonate as many, many different things for many people. Okay. And now the biggest thing to remember here would be that this is because every one of us is interacting with many parallel realities at the same time that we're interacting with our current reality. Okay. So what's on a parallel reality for you that you might be interacting with might be an angelic that you need to see in that photo, whereas I need to be experiencing that Andromedan. Is either of them right or wrong? No, it just is what is, right? Every perspective is correct. Every perspective is honored because there is no such thing as right or wrong. So when I make a post and I say, oh, this is a light being, I want you to enjoy the essence of it, because in reality, what I'm sharing with you, I'm sharing the energy of it with you to help open you, to help activate the light codes within you. I'm not sharing it for the purpose of, hey, look at me, I'm tuned into an 18th dimensional Andromedan, or, I'm tuned into a sylph or something like that, right? I posted the sylph because a lot of people like, what was that? And it looks like smoke, and that's what they look like, right? So I called it what it was. If there's a more specific name for the sylph, I'm not going to name it a specific name, because you can interpret it whatever way seems fitting to you, that makes sense to you. It doesn't have to be the way that it makes sense to me, because I recognize individuality, sovereignty, authenticity, right? We're all striving for that. We're all on our evolutionary path. My job as a teacher is to offer you an opportunity to have the experience through myself, but I don't want to force on you what my interpretation is. I want you to get playful and have a good time with it and be able to experience it, right? And whatever comes up for you that you say, oh, that feels like this. Yes, that's what I want for you. I do not want you to feel, sorry about that, my desk moved. I do not want you to feel like you have to see the 18th dimensional Andromedan just because that's what I'm seeing. So I don't oftentimes post that because I don't feel like it's relevant. My goal is in getting you to allow yourself to connect with whatever is being presented, so that if you're not doing that on a regular basis in your reality, you'll start getting playful and you'll take your camera. And when you feel something around you, you will either start videoing, or you'll start to take pictures, or you'll just sit quietly and tune in, right? Sitting quietly and tuning in is the perfect way to connect with beings and to support yourself in getting messages. Because that's really how it starts. If you want to connect in, especially connecting into your higher self, that's the best way to do it. Sitting quiet and just being in oneness with all that is. Okay. So my goal is really for you to just get more playful and be out there. And I want to encourage you to do that. And that's why I make the posts that I do. And that's why I leave them more generic, because I don't need you to look at it and say, oh, that's what an Andromedan is like, or that's what this is like, or that's what that's like. Because I know that on your frequency, you're going to interpret it differently, right? Maybe you're going to get a being that's in like the 24th dimension, and I didn't capture that. I only captured an 18th dimensional Andromedan. Everything and anything is possible, and there are no rules. And we are here to play the Earth School game and to utilize our ability to tune in. Now, everybody has the ability to tune in through your intuition, through your clairs. Clair means clear, right? So the clairs are clairaudience, which means clear hearing, clairvoyance, which means clear seeing, clairsentience, which means clear feeling, and clear cognizance, which means clear knowing, okay? And every single person has one that is a primary for them, okay? When I was young, my sense of it being able to see, my clairvoyance, opened up. And that was always in snapshots in my head. I would see something in my third eye, in my inner vision. It would look like a snapshot or a picture, like I looked at a picture somewhere, right? And that's one way to utilize clairvoyance. It could also be in the form of a video playing in your mind's eye, okay, instead of the picture. It could also be in the physical. And sometimes in the physical, it could be very translucent and look very holographic. Or if you have very strong clairvoyance, it could look just like a person that could look solid until you get up close to it. And then it's like you could put your hand through it, right? So that's one way, that's clairvoyance. So having this information will help you determine where your strong suit is. The next one would be claircognizance. And claircognizance often feels like information came in, the top of your head opened, and then the information fell into your head, it closed, and now you just know something, right? You ever have those moments where you just know something? You don't know how you know it, but you know it. That is claircognizance, clear knowing, okay? And I have that as my second. So that has been my second forever and ever and ever. I just know things. I don't know how I know them. I just know. So when I'm working with someone for, let's say, a transformational session, one-on-one, I can often tune into their energetic field. I could tune into their soul blueprint. I could tune in at a deeper level, and I can assist and support them with things that they need to know from, from what is in their field, because I just know. I don't have to go anywhere to do that. It just is right there for me. That's claircognizance. When you just know something, you don't know how you know it, but you just know it. That's claircognizance, right? That's a strong suit for me. Is that a strong suit for you? You just know it. You don't know how you know it, and you trust it. You've come to learn to trust it, right? It's a very, very powerful way of intuiting. Another way of intuiting is clairaudience, or clear hearing, and that's the ears. And we could hear with our inner ear, internally, inside, or we could hear it on the outside. Now, I will tell you that I hear both ways, and I hear the internals, and I also hear the externals, right? And it could be anything. You could hear your guides talking to you. I've heard that my whole entire life. I hear the ships at night when it's quiet. I could lay down and tune in, and I'll tune to the ships. But it could be anything. I've had where it sounded like outside of me, like somebody standing next to me was calling my name. I get that a lot. Okay. So that's clairaudience. That's another way that we have intuition. And then we have clairsentience, and that's clear sensing. That's in two areas. The first area that it's in is in the sacral energetic center, okay, from the bottom of your belly button down to your pubic bone. That's your sacral area. And that's about empathing. That's about sensing. That's about emoting, tuning in on an emotional level. So when we empath, we do that. Then the second way is in the solar plexus. That's more of a mentalism, okay? It's a knowing that what the person is emoting, rather than emoting it through your body. We really don't want to empath, because that is like it's more invasive in the other person's field. It means we're meshing our energy with them, pulling their energy to us, giving them our energy. We really don't want to do that. We want to have really good energetic boundaries so that we're not commingling, because then it becomes hard to discern, especially if you're someone that has the ability to do readings. It becomes very challenging to discern what information is correct, because you're feeding your information into the field. And I've seen this often where a reader may impose something in a reading to the querent, to the person that's looking for the reading, and it might be something that has to do with them, but they're reading it and interpreting it as if it's the querent or the person that's looking for the reading. Okay, we have to be very careful that we're not doing that. That's very, very important. So when you understand that this is how intuition works, and there's many more aspects of intuition than this, but these are the basic ones, these are the main ones. When you understand how they work, then you can tune in for yourself and you could say, how do I perceive energy? How do I perceive spirits? How do I perceive information coming into me? Because that's all it is, it's information. How do I perceive that? What way am I receiving? Am I claircognizant, right? Top of the crown, information just drops in. Am I clairvoyant? Am I getting a snapshot internally? Am I seeing a movie internally? Or am I seeing something outside? Sometimes we'll see sparkles. Sometimes we'll see a light open up, right? Sometimes it'll look like something's flitting, right? Like if you're outside in the trees, there's something fluttering, but you can't quite see it, but it looks like it, that's all clairvoyance, right? That's clair seeing. So, and then clair hearing. So you might be hearing voices, or you could be hearing frequencies, tones. You may be hearing harmonics. You might be hearing information. You might be getting messages through hearing. It may sound to you like the person's voice of the person who has passed, and that is coming through to you, right? And then you have clairsentience, which can either be the emoting, which is the empathing, and you can feel how somebody is feeling, or feel what the source, the connected to you, the spirit, the soul wants you to know, or you can internalize it mentally, right? I mean, I've had many instances of all of these, but my two that are the strongest are my clairvoyance and my claircognizance. And knowing how you receive information is the key to being able to interpret what you're receiving. Okay. And so it's very important for us to be able to have an awareness of ourselves so that we can then measure what it is that we're receiving in any given moment and tune in that way. Okay. The other day I was walking in the woods and I heard a ship above. Now I couldn't see it, but I could hear it clearly. And then as I walked on a little further, I was with a friend of mine. We heard what sounded like a door opening and closing. And we looked at each other and we said, that's interesting. It sounds like there's a door opening and closing. And then she said, I think it's coming from that tree. And I said, interesting that the tree is offering itself as a portal, as a gateway. And so we continued to walk, and it was a path we have walked so many times. I cannot tell you, we have walked so many times and we know the path. And as we're walking the path, all of a sudden, we find ourselves in an area and we're like, oh, where are we? And then we look at each other and we're like, I guess the portal shifted us to this area that we're in now, because neither of us knew where we were. And for the next 20 minutes, we were walking down pathways in the woods that we had never walked down before. And it was quite interesting and fun and exciting to know that we had stepped through some kind of a portal. Now, we could not see it physically, but we could hear it and we could feel it. We were sensing it. So in that moment, something had opened us up enough that we were able to switch clairs and come from the place of sensing what was about to take place, as we were having this moment of awareness with the trees making the sound of a door opening and closing. And so, little things like that can now be expected, especially in these heightened frequencies that we're playing in, as the dimensions start to shed out of our field. And what's interesting is, just as I'm saying, these frequencies are so high, of course, there was a white light that just opened up above as I was just saying that to you up above here, right? So sometimes it comes through the peripheral vision also. So we have to just stay open and be present, because it might look like just a white light that's opening and all of a sudden it closes down, right? The best thing we could do is just have fun. Just have fun. Just stay playful. Just enjoy every moment of what is taking place. If you enjoy these experiences and stretching yourself, your intuition, and learning more, come join me in my mastery school, my online mastery school. You'll find it on my website, mariadc.com. The link is down below. This is what we're doing. We're learning all of this stuff, and we've been working with this for the longest time, and it's just becoming so much more fun because everything in our reality is starting to interact with us. So don't get caught up in those moments where you're looking at something and you're like, oh, I wish I could do that. I wish I could take a picture of a fairy. I wish I could take a picture and there be some kind of magical being, or I take a picture and it looks like a lion's face in the cloud and I know you're channeling the Lyrans, and I wish I could do that. You can do that. You can do that too, right? Just talk to any of my students. My students are all doing this. All right. I'm not the only one. It's just I'm the one that's sharing the most of it, because this is the work I do. This is what I'm here for, right? You can do it. We can all do this. And none of this makes me special. It just makes me a teacher of it. That's what it makes me. And, that's my role here on Earth. It's my role here. I won't get into too much of detail, but to let you know, I am a Life Path 22. I am what's called the Master Builder in numerology. And a Life Path 22 is an ascension teacher, and that's what I'm here to do. And I've been in the work, doing the work for the longest time, and just loving every minute of it. So, it's my joy to connect with you and to co-create in this way, because it brings the magic, it anchors the magic into our field and into our reality. And it's my desire to connect with you on a deeper level, whether it's here or in my Mastery School online community. Is truly your choice. But I am just really so happy when we can come together and we could share information like this. So it is my wish that you find something here that resonates with you in some way, shape, or form. If you do, please, please do not forget to give me a thumbs up. And also, if you know somebody that could benefit from this information, please share. That is the greatest gift that you could give me. After all, this information doesn't cost anything, right? And we can share it freely. With that, I say, I wish you a wonderful whatever it is that you're doing. May your pathway be filled with magic and joy. And know that I love you so, so very much. And I look forward to connecting with you again here soon. Take care. Bye-bye.